What's up, guys? So I really debated on whether or not I even wanted to tell you this, because if this comes off like I'm bragging or anything like that, like I don't want it to. That's not how I want this to be. But I just felt like I wanted to share it with you guys because I feel like a lot of us are money motivated. I mean, that's why a lot of us got into business for ourselves, was simply to make more money, have more freedom with our time, all the above, right? But what I wanted to talk about was earlier this week I was invited to a meeting from a guy in our community. Calls me up, says, "Hey Matt, would you be interested in meeting once a month with a group of guys, successful entrepreneurs in our community?" And of course I said yes. It's like an hour once a month. And he's like, "Okay, cool. We'll meet at the Laundry," which is a pretty fancy little restaurant here in our town. And we're going to do it I think it was on Tuesday? Yeah, we're going to do it on Tuesday morning, 7 to 8. Ended up going to 8:30. And I said, okay, cool, I'll be there. So I walk in, and not having any clue who's going to be there. And there was probably 20 people there. And I walk in this room, and I recognize every single one of them. And not because I know them personally, but because I know who they are, because they're successful people, because they're what would you call them? They're people in the community that most of the people that live here would recognize. A lot of millionaires. There was a billionaire there, and I was probably the second or third least successful person in the room. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little intimidated when I first walked in. But about halfway through the meeting, what I realized was I was glad I was one of the least successful people there, because I knew that I probably could get the most out of that meeting than anybody else there, because they all had answers that I wanted, because I want to get to where they are one day. And anyway, I expected the meeting to be very, I don't know if you've been to like BNIs or networking groups. That's what I expected it to be. What it turned into was this, it was basically a meeting with these guys and gals pouring out their hearts for who they are as people, as business owners. And it was just really cool. I'm walking back here to the river. It was just really cool to hear some of these guys' stories, some of these people I see on TV, some of these people I know are multi-millionaires, and finding out what they came from. You know, some people from terrible child abuse as kids, and from poverty, and they turn their life around, and they come out of addictions and become, some of the most successful people in our area. And what I took from this, and this was a story I actually told there, was that business is there's a lot more to it than just the money we make. Business for me is a lot about impact. And that seemed to be a common topic, a common thing that all these people talked about was, it's awesome making all this money, but the impact is just as rewarding. And I had the story where over the summer I got an email from a mortgage company stating they needed information for one of my employees, pay stubs, how much they were making, blah blah blah. And that employee ended up getting finance for a home, went out and bought a home, and he bought it because of my business. He bought it because he worked for us. And this isn't like a toot my own horn thing, but this is one of those things where it's like there was something so much more satisfying about that than landing a $5,000 deal. You know what I mean? Like the fact that his life was impacted in a way where now him and his family don't have to live in a rental property, and they own their own home, and they get to call a place home that's theirs. All simply because of the hard work that was put in the early years of the business, And I'm nowhere near millionaire status, none of that. Just like probably a lot of you aren't. But I just wanted to, encourage you guys to reflect on, again, why you're doing what you're doing, and what kind of impact are you having on your employees, on your family, on the people that you service, your customers. And I encourage you to drum up some more reasons why you're in business for yourself, other than just to make money and just to create more freedom for your time. I encourage you to really start drumming up ideas of how you owning a business can impact other people. And so I'll leave you guys with that today. Just wanted to put a quick video up today and share that. And long story short, it was the best meeting I've been to probably in the last year or two, and it's going to be a monthly thing for me. And now I get to hang around millionaires, a billionaire, and learn from them for free, essentially for free. So I encourage you, that's happening everywhere in this country. Doesn't matter what state you live in. There's people like that everywhere that are willing to help. You just have to reach out and go find them. So I encourage you to network with people you wouldn't normally network with. Reach out to people you wouldn't normally reach out to, and good things will come. So you guys take care.